Hello humans and other species, I'm Patsy, and welcome to the base. A collaborative series where I build your suggestions and ideas with the goal of working together to achieve the coolest base ever. In previous episodes we made a very simple workstation to help us start the base and get easier access to the create mod. We also spent some time with the fungus preparing the terrain for the shopping district, and more recently we made a fairly basic but powerful ore processing plant. For today's episode, and as spotted for you all, we are going to build a power plant, one big enough to feed the entire town. But before we get into that, I have a project that I'm working on. So we have this mod called Romana. You should be able to teleport between spots on the map with this mod. So for the little testing that I did in creative, you have this item, the charting map, and you can do various things with it. You can start charting, which draws a path in your wall, and then you can basically manage the path in various ways. There's also a tutorial here if anyone needs it. It's quite handy. But what I gathered from it is that it has to be a build block. It cannot be wall generated like those that just say 0. But this one that I made a path, it's allowed. And also those that I just built are also allowed. So what I was thinking, because usually the mod just sells it as if you make a path to your neighbor, you can use this to chart the teleports. And I thought, spawn is at the other side of this sea, and it's quite inconvenient to be swimming back and forth. So why not I just build a massive bridge all the way there? I tried to build it with a slight curve so it doesn't look horrible once this map is charted, I guess. So the idea is that we could roll the path all the way to spawn, and then I hope I can remove all of these blocks and still work. That's my hope. And I did test, and you need the signs to connect the points together. So we have 2 signs, but first let's see if that works, because from my testing you need at least a couple of blocks, so at least 2 blocks wide, and it does allow interruptions, so if at some parts there is a few blocks missing, that's fine. I'm still not sure that all of this path is going to be fine. So let's see, if we start charting, inefficient infrastructure blocks, 6 of 8, okay, can I do it here? Okay, so this is what I said, it has to have a few blocks around it, but this position seems fine. So if we walk field, oh there we go, that's cool. So I guess now we have to walk all the way back to spawn. A few moments later, I like this mod, I actually like this mod, I think it's really cool. It makes you work for the teleport feature, it's not just place a weapon and be done with it. So I think that's cool. But also I decided to go for it for the map. We'll see in a second how the map looks. I thought it looked really cool. And because we are going medieval, I think it's going to be cool to have some paths, to have some shipping. What's this called now? Sailing routes? I think it's called sailing routes. I don't know about boats. So far so good, it didn't have any issue. Oh, even this side it said a couple of zeros, but it was fine. I think I'm going to end it here. Oh, okay. I guess because we made this spawn area in creative, this was done with wall edit. I guess those don't count as player placed. That makes sense. So can we finish charting? Okay. I can speak. Not often, but I can speak. So now I should be able to just place this here. Call it spawn to path. This icon looks cool. Spawn. And what's this? Type destination. Visible to all players. Only visible to you. Not a warp destination. Okay, that I didn't pay too much attention to. But that looks actually quite cool. I guess if you have a farm you don't want to share with others, or a secret location or something, that's cool. Okay. So now, oh, that's the animation I liked. Of course we don't have the other sign, so we need to go to that one. One eternity later. Alright, and now we should be able to... This one here, I guess. Let's see... Add to path. I wish... I guess it makes sense that the sign is not the same as this one. I guess it doesn't have to be. I'm going to place a house. Visible to all players is fine. So now it should work. Oh, that's cool. I really like this. I really like this mod. Sure, it has an animation, and if you're in a hurry and stuff, you probably don't want to... Oh, I guess I have to fix that. But if you're in a hurry, probably you don't want that animation, but I think it's cool. Speaking of cool, the other day I was mining with Batman in this massive cave that we found. And at some point I just found like 3 emeralds together, and I thought it was quite weird. Like I barely never see emeralds, and it got me confused why those 3 were there together. It got me thinking maybe this whole generation can spawn them in clusters or something. I'm not sure if anyone knows about that. We're using William Withers, which I quite like. I think it's quite a cool whole generation. But yeah, I haven't noticed 3 emeralds spawning together. Are you okay over there? I think this creeper has as many issues as me. But anyway, we should get into, you know, building a power plant and all of that. And I do have something, sort of. So my idea is to use a couple of the 18 steam engines. I think that's going to be enough for the entire base. It's going to be more than 500,000 stress units. I don't think I'm going to use more than that. But to achieve the superheated blaze burners, there is a few steps we have to do. So first we're getting the lava from the nether. For now I just have a testing setup. I don't have anything down yet, but this is as easy as just finding a lava lake and setting up the pumps and all of that. So that's easy. That's the easy part. After the nether, the lava buckets get filled into the main tank, and the tank supplies the mechanical arms with lava buckets. Those are like the fallback. If there is no superheated cakes, if there is no blaze cakes, the mechanical arms will feed lava buckets to the steam engine, and that will at least give enough power for a T9 steam engine. So that should be plenty of stress units. But on the other side, we have a few more things to make sure that there will be blaze cakes. So first we have a really tiny cobble generator. We don't need much cobble from that. Some cinder flour, cobblestone, and the lava from the nether are going to get combined, and that will get processed into netherrack. The netherrack then gets crushed and it produces cinder flour. Most of the cinder flour will go to the basin, but the excess of it will go back to the original basin where the cobble generator is. And that's how we are feeding cinder flour to produce the netherrack. Then we have a tiny setup with just some botany pots that will keep producing some sugarcane. That sugarcane will get processed with a millstone, and that will make sugar. And on the other side we have a chicken coop with a bunch of chickens, and that's going to produce the eggs. All of those things combined will make the base of the cake, and then we'll fill it with lava from the nether, and that will make the blaze cakes. And in theory that should be enough production to keep both of them superheated as the 18 steam engines. Sure, we have to adjust some things here and there. For instance, the chicken coop. I'm using this chicken coop from Farm and Charm, and supposedly the chickens go inside, place the eggs, and go outside. And there is a deployer here that is picking up the eggs. The issue, as you can see, is that there is a bunch of eggs lying around. They don't always go inside the chicken coop to lay the eggs. Thankfully, it's easy to fix. We do have sophisticated storage, so we could use a magnet upgrade, and that will solve the issue of having the eggs lying around. Other than that, we just need to make all of this look pretty, because so far it's looking quite hideous. And then I have to figure out how I want to build all of this, because I do like this mixed setup that I done. I think it looks cool. Usually I don't quite like how the steam engines connect, but I think this one is looking quite nice. Other than that, I'll have to figure out the details. If I want to place the water here, if I want to place the portal there, I'm not sure yet. But before we go, I hung out with the fungus and we went to kill the dragon. And here is how it went. JB, Rose and Talon spent the previous 2 weeks gathering the ice from the Entry Master mod, which changes the ice of Ender for various ice that you have to gather around the world. So all it was left to do was placing them on the portal and get ready to kill the dragoon. Alright, here goes nothing. It took the fungus no time to remove all of the crystals. Even Batman was really helpful killing one of them with an egg. I, on the other hand, was as useless as ever. Although this time I did try to help, I was just completely useless because I couldn't hit the dragoon. But after just a couple of minutes of fighting, we managed to kill it, and after that we just went exploring as one does. I have to say that exploring with a balloon made things so much better. The people from the veteran mod really did an amazing job with this. I mean, look at this. It looks amazing. I mean, still, this is the end and it's awful and it's filled with death. But aside from that, it looks amazing. It does look amazing. It almost makes me forget that I hate this place. Yeah, let's just get back. We do have forgiving dimensions, so in theory I shall be fine. I like this mod. I like this forgiving wall. This is cool. This is cool. Okay, where are we though? I broke into 1,000,000 pieces and I can't go back. Ay, 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 ay. And after some building and some tweaking, the farm is finally done. The most obvious change is the coop. I removed the chicken coops because they were crashing me. Using them in creative for some reason was crashing my game. So I just went for the idea of the barrel with the magnet upgrade. And so far it's been working great. I have a lot of eggs and currently the bottleneck is the sugar. But even then I have a lot of cakes, so that's not an issue. We have a ton of cakes. My only concern with the chickens is that I don't quite like them there. I think they don't match anything else that's going on. They don't really fit in this theme. Maybe if I build them a bit farther away and build an actual chicken coop or something like that, it will be better. But for now it's fine. I think I'm going to sit on that idea for a couple of days and probably decide afterwards. The steam engine did have some changes. Starting with the actual steam engines, I didn't know you needed 18 for a T18 steam engine. And back in the day, I would have sworn you only needed 9 of them. But it was when testing the accumulator that I realized I was getting half of what I should be getting. So after a bit of tweaking and stuff, I realized I needed 9 more. It still looks fine. I think it still looks okay. I still like it. I think it's good. I also went for a windmill instead of the water wheels. I think it looks better and it produces enough power. And I honestly quite like it. I think it looks cool. I think if I decorate the steam engines a little bit, it's going to look a lot better. Not quite like a medieval windmill, but close enough. And speaking of accumulators, I haven't decided what to do with them yet, because I have them in this corner, but from your processing plant, for example, if I want to throw electric cables, the windmill is in the middle, so I will have to place electric poles and stuff, and I'm not too sure. I was thinking, because I have to place a couple of those, so maybe I can place them here in the middle. I think it's going to look better. Everything else is pretty much the same as it was. Some sugarcane being produced with the botany pods. Here we have the cinder flower loop. So I have the same cobble generator and the cinder flower with some lava. And lastly, the lava loop, the nether lava loop. But that doesn't exist quite yet. But I think we are quite ready to export this into the survival world and continue from there. And with the help of some movie magic, it's actually working quite well. So we still have the same chickens. I'm not going to touch that for now. We still have everything working as expected. We do have 0 cakes because the sugar cane wasn't enough. Remember when I said it was fine, the testings went fine? It wasn't fine. I didn't have enough sugar, so I had to multiply it by quite a bit. So we are waiting for that. But I'm not too worried about that. If we need more chickens, I'm going to place more chickens. If we need more sugar, I'm going to place more sugar. Those are the easy parts of the farm. As for the nether, we actually have the nether part working now. As you could see a second ago, we do have this wall. It allows me to walk by, but also blocks the buckets from hitting the steam engine and not landing on the belt. And then we have this other belt that just brings back the empty buckets back to the nether. And I also removed the bottom half of the nether. It just makes things easier for logistics. If you happen to have a block in front of this belt, it wouldn't work. And then you need to place the belt high and stuff like that. And I don't quite like it. I prefer to do it this way. If you wonder how to do this, you can do it with the schematics. I have a few videos and shorts about it. But then on the nether side, it looks a bit weirder. I realized I'm gathering the lava from there, but the connection to the overwall is on the other side. So I had to bring back the buckets with this chute. This is what gathers the empty buckets. And the filled buckets go on this belt, so they go down, they loop around, and they jump from the other side. It's not the prettiest solution, but I really didn't want to go find the lava the other way. At the other side of all of these bells and stuff, there is a really simple setup. So 1,000,000 water wheels. We have a cast here, one of those chunk loaders, that's the word, chunk loaders. And we have a lava pool, which half was here, half I made myself. There is a trick, I have a short about it, how you don't really need all of the lava to be lava sources. So underneath, there was a few caverns that were empty, and there is a few other caverns that had lava. So I started swapping around the lava until I fill it up enough to have a bottomless supply. It was a bit tricky, but it was doable. And I also had to use a chunk loader because the portal is quite far away and it won't load this section. And also, we are not always sending back and forth packets, so it's not always loading. Not even the portal, it's always loading. I pretty much went on the quest. Land and territory, that was it. So I went on here on the land and territory and I bought myself one of those. We are allowed to buy up to 16 of these. And these generate a single chunk. This load a single chunk. And then we have those that can load several more chunks. I'm not sure how many of them, but supposedly they generate a few more. They're quite expensive though. For now, I cannot afford a second one of these, so I place one here, and I hope that because I'm playing on the other side, I'm going to keep that side loaded, and eventually I'm going to try buy more loaders. For now, I think it's fine though. And in this section, I'm probably going to need the bigger chunk loader anyway, because this is several chunks. This section I claim it's like 3 chunks wide. So remember that we wanted to transfer the power with electricity, with electrical cables. I thought about adding them there, and I was digging and stuff, and then realized I cannot actually craft those. I need a few things that I'm not quite sure how to get. So I need gold, which by the way, don't mind the oxidized copper name thingy. It took me forever to realize today is April's Fool. I really thought the server and the mod pack just went completely bananas. But aside from Mojang being silly, I need to do this in order to get the Electrum. You can get those out of gold ingots, so I need those, but I need this thingy. And I'm not quite sure how to go about all of this. Because if I need a Tesla coil, I need a way to power up this Tesla coil. And if I need to power up this Tesla coil, I guess I need wires and other things. I haven't done any of this. I haven't played with any of this, so I'll have to figure that out on the next episode. But for now, this will have to be it for this episode. I hope you all had a lot of fun. I hope to see you all on the server at some point. And as always, just remember to vote for the next project that we're going to do next week. And also to remember to leave a comment with other projects that we could do, other builds that you think will be needed for a base for a town, and maybe some ideas on how to build medieval and how to combine create with medieval style, I guess. For now, I'll go back to my chickens, and I'm going to figure out the raids I need to keep this steam engine powered up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.